Hey guys, welcome back to the studio. I'm Kaidence Woods. Today we're here at Oak Mountain Media's own Ava Good. How are you doing today, Ava?
Hi, I'm good.
I'm good too. I noticed you used to live in DC, so what would you say that was like?
It was definitely really nice. I mean, I was surrounded by a lot of history, and my dad was in the military, so a lot of that community was there. I mean, it was great.
I know there's obviously got to be some culture shocks you have from coming from DC to Alabama. So
I
what are
mean,
some things we have here y'all don't have in DC or vice versa?
well, I mean, moving down is y'all are a lot more Catholic. I mean, this is the Bible Belt. Like, there's a lot of churches, and I love that. I mean, I love every single part of it. Food, I mean, Zaxby's, Sonic, y'all have Jim and Nick's. Like, the food is good down here. I will never give that up, ever. What else? I mean, y'all are a lot more tight-knit, and so the community, it's really easy to find your people and kind of just stay with, which is really nice.
Yeah, I guess you found that most of the things that people say about the South, how we have good food and good community, you found it was actually true.
The stereotypes are true.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot of stereotypes. Some of them, not so much, but most of them,
So living in DC, what do you think are some experiences that you got to experience that you wouldn't have got to experience if you had grown up in Alabama?
If I grew up in Alabama,
No, if you hadn't grown up in Alabama, what are some experiences you think that you wouldn't have got to experience? Living in DC, what's some stuff you got to experience that
I wouldn't be able to experience up here or down here. I mean, like I was saying, the history. There's a lot of history up in DC, and kind of being able to see how America was made and presidents and all that stuff. And there's always new stuff being put in. There's a lot more of things to do for teenagers and stuff like that, which was really nice. And a lot more there's a lot more culture in the way of just how northern people are. But I feel like that's the same for the South in that I wouldn't trade it.
Yeah, I know DC's technically in Virginia, but it's its own little area. But isn't Virginia technically the South? So why is DC considered the North?
Well, I mean, it depends where you live, because there's places like Fairfax and Arlington that are more on the tip of Virginia, that are northern Virginia,
closer to West Virginia.
And then there's there's South Virginia, which is a lot of places down here, and West Virginia is right there, Maryland's right there. There's a lot of places that it's just super southern. So it just depends where you go.
I know that DC's really based on the government, because that's where the country really thrives, if you will. So would you say a lot of people who live in DC have some sort of play in the government?
Yeah, there's a lot of military too. There's a lot of military places, and just a lot of people, a lot of bases, and all of that. And I mean, my dad's in the military, so I grew up with that community around there, and that was a very big community. But yeah, there's a lot of government. I mean, your best friend, my dad might be the mayor, and it's just okay, or just congressmen and all that kind of stuff. But everyone comes from everywhere, so it's you're not gonna walk through the street and be oh, there's the governor of Pennsylvania. That's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, but I can only imagine how you say there must be a lot of senators and stuff. I can only imagine say you're at a coffee shop or something, and you just turn around, it's a random senator
it's at a Starbucks
coffee, and you're just
hey.
No, but living in DC, what are some monuments you got to see that you wouldn't have just some monuments that you got to see?
My favorite was the Lincoln Memorial, because it's just huge and it's so fun. You would be surprised, I didn't visit them as much as most people would believe, because since I live there, it's I could go anytime. But I went to a lot of museums. I mean, there's the World War II Museum, the Holocaust Museum. There's a spy museum, and there's always new stuff. A lot of history museums. So I went to those more than I went to monuments. I saw monuments a couple times, and they would have things that we could do at the monuments, so we'd go to those. But not a lot.
I can only imagine learning about history, and it's just down the street.
Yeah.
And check it out, and it's just a normal day. There's just so much to do down there. I would have never gotten bored.
There's a lot to experience.
It would definitely be a culture shock moving to Alabama, like I've said. So how have you been adjusting? Because they've only been here for around a year now.
The first 6 months was really difficult, because y'all move a lot more slow paced. I mean, coming from a big city, everybody's busy, everybody's moving, like everyone has something to do. And the school system was a lot more rigorous, and because there was just less schools and they were huge. Like my school had 3 stories in it. And so moving down here, it took me time to kind of just be like chill and like just kind of be able to like move at y'all's pace, because I was so used to just go, go, go. Because even from like 3-year-olds, like everyone was just going. And I'm like, y'all are very tight knit, so like families know families, like everybody knows everyone. And so that took me a lot of time to adjust to. But I mean, I think that I've pretty much adjusted now. I mean, I really like it down here, and I really like the people I've met.
Like how you said with the how families like know everybody and like everybody knows everybody. Do you feel like joining Oak Mountain Media has helped you like get into that community, because there's so many different like opportunities to meet people?
Yeah, I mean, the reason I love Oak Mountain Media is because we're all so different, but we all be able to come together and like create stuff and like figure out what each other's passions are and help each other with those passions. And Milton has done such a good job of like guiding us and figuring out what we're good at and like making people try for leadership and pushing us, which I really appreciate.
He's really good at what he does.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if he wasn't a teacher, I feel like Oak Mountain Media wouldn't be like what it is today, because he's really,
of course,
he's done a great job in like building the
empire.
Yeah, building the Oak Mountain Media empire, if you will, from building this organization from the ground up. Really.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. That's all for today. If you would like to check out more content like this, you can follow us at oakmtnmedia.com. That's our website, or you can follow us at oakmtnmedia.com on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Thanks for watching.